Hey everyone, boy, it's been a while since I have been in front of the camera, especially doing a live stream. It's been quite a bit, but I'm here. Hopefully, the internet will cooperate, and hopefully, it started when told it to start. So, how's everyone doing? I'm gonna put that on Twitter just so everyone will know that I'm currently live at the moment because it's been a while and notifications kind of suck. So first thing I'm gonna do is make sure that I am showing that I am live currently. Yep, there I am. Yep, sure enough. All right, so just go ahead and put this on Twitter. We'll get started and we'll just chat because it's been quite a while. So hopefully the internet will put out pretty good. So far my internet's gotten better and all that kind of goodness. So let me just do this on Twitter. If you want to share on Twitter as well, feel free to. I should appreciate it. So give me 1 second here as I tweet this out. I don't know why in the world I can't spell. Ah, dang it. I can't see nothing. All right. So I get the tweeted out. So now I put up the stream so that way I can. Now, why is it not showing up? I know I tweeted it. There it is. All right. Okay. So kind of an off time of the day, really, to be doing a live stream. And also, let me know how it sounds because I've tried hooking up my headset to it using a USB C dongle to my S22 Ultra that I'm on right now, and it wouldn't work. It said it wasn't supported. So, of course, the dongle came from Blue or Bold when I got my Bold in too. So, yeah. But let me know how it sounds, how it looks. May not be the loudest in the world or the brightest in the world, but it'll work. It'll be what it has to be. So yeah, just forget this piece of hair here sticking up because I can't get it to go down. Oh my goodness! All right, so what's up, Javon Sims? Yeah, long time no see. It's been quite a while. I've been meaning I was going to do this stream yesterday, day before, and you know how it is. Just can't ever seem to get nothing right, get nothing going, nothing together. And so, yeah. Legendary Tech. You must be dreaming. Yeah. I decided today I was going to go live because it's been a long time since I've been live. And, like I said, I was going to do it yesterday and the day before and everything else. And one thing after another. And it never got done. Just like they ain't got no videos done right now, which they need a lot of them done. So yeah, I'm a little behind at the moment, but that's kind of par for the course for me. So anyway, what's up, Shay Kennedy? How you doing? Good afternoon to you as well, Scott Thompson. What's up? Oh yeah. So, so that open chat, I mean, gotta put a title in. I know that the generic, whatever title I put in, new smartphones, plans, etc. That's just kind of a generic thing that don't want to mean nothing anymore because that's all you see and hear. So, um, I want to give a special thanks to Quentin Thomas for that $1.99 donation. Thumbs up to you. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate it. Tons. Helps a lot on the channel right now. As y'all know, YouTube is slow. Very slow. And views ain't getting out. My views are being suppressed. Or my, not views, my videos are being suppressed or being hidden and you can get two people kind of similar, and one will have like 5,000 on theirs and 200 on mine. And I'm like, am I being suppressed or hidden or whatever? I don't know. So is what it is. Do what you got to do. But thanks to everyone who has supported the channel all this time during my times of absence, where I've just kind of been taking a break here and there, especially after the first of the year. I did a lot of videos at the end of the year and sometimes that just kind of takes it out of you. little bit of burnout. We all know what that's like. So yeah, uh, keep up the good work. Shout out to Matt's Tech Review for that $5 donation. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate it a lot. Helps a ton for the channel. Appreciate it tons. So, is there anything on anybody's mind today? I know it's been a long time since I've done this. Have y'all checked out my Nothing phone unboxing? This phone right here, right now it's in a case. I'm gonna get a new case for it, but if you have checked this video out, if you haven't, this is a sweet phone. But it does have a few little glitches. But I got another one coming tomorrow. Unexpected, but I tried to refrain from buying this phone. I really did try to refrain from it, but yeah, I got the better of me. So it's gonna be here tomorrow. As far as I know, we know how FedEx is. FedEx, if it says tomorrow, it'll be Monday. What's coming to T-Mobile soon? The Nothing Phone 1? It ain't even available in the US yet. I mean, you can buy it on Amazon, but and I know there's like a beta program going on right now, but I haven't heard any word about this coming to T-Mobile. But if it is, hey, it does have a few glitches though. Right now it won't update. There's a software update for it, and for some reason it always says, I'll just show you. I'm going to go in here. You will see this one, Android version 12, which there's a ring light behind there, so excuse that. It says November 1st security patch, Android version 12. When I power it off and charge it and power it back on, it says your phone is 5 or 6 days out of date. Need to update. When I push update, it takes me to where I was just at, and when I push check for updates, it just pops up and says can't check for updates. They are temporarily unavailable. And it does that no matter what I do. I've tried everything under the sun, and it just simply will not update. What's up, Bobby Warren? How's it going? Are you going live with Alex Kotek sometime soon? Who? I don't really keep up much with YouTube lately. I really haven't. Yeah, you're a YouTuber, but you don't really keep up with YouTube. Yeah, that's kind of me. So I'm not really familiar with names. So yeah, that's kind of I'm really bad with names. If you kind of tell me who that is, I might can answer you because I really don't know, honestly. Nothing phone one coming to T-Mobile according to rumors. It's not official yet. Yeah. I don't. I personally don't see this coming to T-Mobile. If it does, it would shock me. But this right here is a really, 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 really good phone. He's a tech YouTuber. Okay, I'll check him out because the name ain't ringing a bell. But this thing is awesome. Okay, I really do like this phone. The 778 Snapdragon 778G Plus is about as powerful, I would say, as a 888 processor. From my experience, I would say it's on par with the 888, maybe the 870, something like that. And with the 8 gigabytes of RAM and all in here, and pretty much stock Android, and them lights back there. I mean, I'm setting ringtones just to get them to light up. It's just, yeah, and they get really bright. Screen is also very, very good. I'm using it on Boost Mobile with AT&T's network. So, if you, like I said in a lot of videos, if you've got Cricket or AT&T, you probably won't get it to work. It may work, but you may get your service suspended. So, I mean, you don't want to, I mean, if you got Cricket, I apologize. I can't stand Cricket or AT&T. So I got Boost Mobile on the AT&T network. I can use whatever phone I want to, and everything works just fine. Because there is no AT&T and Cricket are very what's the word? Cricket's just sad. No, unfortunately, the Nothing phone will not work on Verizon. I was so hoping. I could throw my visible SIM card in there and it would work, but I think it's missing band 13. And I know band 13 is needed on Verizon and it don't have it, unfortunately. So it works on, see, when I say AT&T, I'm really meaning Boost Mobile or like Red Pocket Mobile or any MVNO that's not owned by AT&T, like Cricket. So once I say AT&T or Cricket, since Cricket is bought and owned by AT&T, they got to follow the same bullcrap rules as AT&T does. And if you put your SIM card into this phone right here, your service will probably be suspended, and you got to pay a fee for reactivation and all that crap. And honestly, it's just best to go with a carrier that does not dictate what you can and cannot use, like Boost Mobile. And they got the Boost Infinite and they got the Boost Mobile plan that I've been sharing on my channel for months now. I have them 6 months next month, and I've only made one payment, and that was when I got my first when I started up my service. I've made my first payment, and I haven't paid a cent to Boost Mobile in 5 months because of their Boost perks and their Boost One ad credits and stuff like that. So for 5 months, I've not paid not one penny to Boost Mobile. And yeah, I'm thinking about getting the 14 Pro Max. Yeah, I'm not an iPhone person. I'm probably one of the worst, worst something. One of the worst. I'll get it out of here in a minute. Yeah. See, that's what I like about live is, whenever I do a video and I'm trying to edit this and edit that or whatever, I want things to be near perfect. But when you're live streaming, you can't really go back and change it. So it's kind of, yeah, you have a lot of fun doing that. But it's different. Man, it's hot in here. See, is it me or are we still in winter? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm probably the worst person to ask about iPhones because I can't stand Apple. Because I mean, the iPhone 14s they took away, the SIM card slot, which was a crap move in my opinion. And now they're talking about rumors about getting rid of the power button and the volume rocker next year. I mean, the day that Android phones get rid, the day that a manufacturer of Google Android stops making SIM cards will be the day that I stop using their phones. I think every phone should have physical LED battery meter like nothing. Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool, man. I'm telling you, this phone right here is awesome. It's got 10 tones. I showed it in my unboxing, but I have created some of my own ringtones, and I may go about it the hard way when I make my own ringtones because I do this and this and this step, and that step, and that step, that step. About 10 different steps I take to make my own ringtones. But depending on the song, how loud it is, the kind of beat it is, and whatever, the lights try to keep up with it and kind of give you kind of a rhythm. It's just cool. And the notifications, if you are in a dark room and you got them LEDs all the way up, it's gonna light up the world. I mean it the way it's now. If you don't like strobe lights, sometimes it has some strobe type lights, and if you can't handle strobe lights, then but you can also turn those lights off if you don't want them on. So, but that's why I went with the dark color because of the white LEDs. It just looks really cool. What do I think about the A14 5G? Well, it reminds me a lot of the A23 5G that I unboxed a little while back for Metro. I like the back design. I watched what's his name? I told you I'm bad with names and remembering. I forget everything. But I seen an unboxing on the A14 5G, and honestly, I like the back of it. And it running the Dimensity 700 is not a bad thing because the Dimensity 700 is a good entry level 5G chip that does what you want it to do, basically. Um, Now the A23 5G has the Snapdragon 695 processor in it, and it's a little bit better than the Dimensity 700, but I wouldn't say it's by much. So I think that the A14 5G with Android 13, which my A23 just got Android 13 the other day. with One UI 5. And the A14 looks pretty solid. I mean, it really looks like the A23 as far as the specs go. 1080p screen. Of course, the triple camera setup on the back, the 5,000 milliamp hour battery. The front display looks the same. The only it's got 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage. The only real difference is the processor running the 695 in the A23 and the Dimensity 700 in the A14. So honestly, for 199, I think it's a little steep because you can get phones like you getting a little ahead of myself because you can get phones like the Bold N2, which was my budget phone of 2022, best budget phone I've ever used, for 179. It's got double the RAM than the A14. It has quadruple the internal storage of the A14, AMOLED display, and to be honest, a much better phone than the A14 or the A23, as a matter of fact, in my personal opinion. I know it's by Blue, and people don't like Blue because they had a phone 10 years ago that was bad by them, so they don't trust them. The only problem I got with Blue products and Bold is they don't update like they promise. And that's the biggest problem that I have with them. But $200 for the A14 is not a bad price. Well, you can get a phone with double the RAM, a better processor, better display, better battery life, in my personal opinion, faster battery charging, um, and a bunch of other stuff for cheaper. And it works. Then it works great, just not on Verizon. Then I got to me it's a hard sale. I mean, the A23 was 299 for 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. Okay, that's it's just because it has the name Samsung on it. That's the only reason why it's that expensive. If it had a different name brand on it, it would be that expensive. Um. So yeah, that's what I think of the A14 5G. Great phone. It looks really nice. I would probably rock it myself. I mean, the A23 and the A14 very similar, and the A23 is a very good phone. I mean, I can't deny that it's a very good phone. And I'll put it out there. I am not a Samsung fan. Y'all know that I am not a fan of Samsung whatsoever. But a good phone is a good phone. And I get accused of being biased a lot because I discuss Pixel, and stuff like that. Um, and if you got anything good to say about a Pixel, you're automatically biased or you're sponsored or all that kind of crap. Um, but I say things about it. This got issues, and like the S22 Ultra here was my ultimate flagship of 2022, best phone I've ever used. Period. It's just a great phone. But anyway, moving on. I what internet provider do I have? I use Verizon Home Internet, and it's got a whole lot better. I mean, I used to get even stream, but something happened. I don't know. I went from getting like 2, 3, 4 megabits upload to like 7, 8 to 10 upload, and a steady 40, 50 megabits download. So maybe they improved towers. Mhm. Unless you need that dynamic island, the 13 Pro Max is cheaper and better than the iPhone. Yeah, I agree. If you're going to buy an iPhone, just go with the 13. To me, the biggest money grab of Apple is the iPhone 14 Plus. $900 for a phone. It's kind of like the Pixel 6a. You have certain YouTube reviewers who trash the 6a because of the 60 hertz display. Um, you know, but it was 450, and they can get it for like 349, 299. But you got the iPhone 14 Plus that's got last year's processor, last year's tech, and a 60 hertz display, and you might hear it in passing, but it gets a pass. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. Yes, my Pixel 7 did get the update for January. My Pixel 4a, the 5, the 6 Pro, the 7 and 7 Pro got it, but the 7 Pro and the 6a would not get it until I put my visible SIM card in it. On my other phone, on my other Pixels, got it without a SIM card, but the 7 Pro and the 6A would not get the update. I sucked in my visible SIM card, and 5 minutes later, boom, started downloading the update. So sometimes if you got a Pixel and you're not using it as a main phone or with a SIM card in it, and it won't update, just slap a SIM card in there, and usually you should be okay. What's up, Vincent D? How you doing? I'm doing all right. Gizmo Technology Nord 300. I haven't used that phone, but I have used the Nord N200, and it was a pretty solid phone. Nothing really bad to say about it, other than maybe the cameras. But of course, for in a phone of that price range, there's really they got to sacrifice somewhere, and sacrificing a little bit in the cameras is where you're going to see most manufacturers sacrifice that on a phone that you can get for like $200 or less. But the overall experience in a 5G phone, Dimensity 700, a decent display, good battery life. I mean, nothing really to say, really, for the price point, you can't really nitpick too much. If you go outside, the Nord 300 is going to take probably really good photos. But of course, where you're going to see it suffer is going to be indoors and stuff like that. Whereas, of course, the more premium phones is going to, be good for night mode and dark mode and stuff like that. So, that's where I see mainly with those phones. The Nord N200 was really good, so I'm sure the 300 was just as good as well. But I never tried it. I never used it. Um, haven't watched your videos in a while. Are you currently only doing YouTube for work, or do you have a full-time job as well? Do not have a full-time job as well. I really wish I did. I do have some limitations right now that's preventing me from being able to do what I really want to do, because this is a bad state to get a job in. I'm just telling you, it's terrible. So right now, this is all I am able to do. So I'm just scrounging by month to month. That's all I'm doing right now. Um, Pixel 7 Pro versus S23 Ultra. I will not be upgrading to the 23 Ultra. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's going to be worth spending out the money to upgrade if you got a 22 Ultra. I mean, mine, I traded in my S21 Ultra for the 22 Ultra. I paid $700 extra, or they gave me $700 for my phone. I had to pay $700, and my S21 Ultra, nothing was wrong with it. But I wanted, the newer 8 Gen 1 with the S Pen and all that good stuff. And honestly, the S21 Ultra with the A88, you could fry an egg on it. It was so hot. See, everybody's talking about, all the 8 Gen 2 is going to be so awesome in the S23 Ultra. But how do you really know? I made a video about this, about why I'm not upgrading to the 23 Ultra. You don't really know from phone to phone what's going to be good, what's going to be bad, and the processor for the battery and heat and everything else. You might put the 8 Gen 2 in one phone, it run cool, run fast, run just like a scalded dog, but I have the OnePlus 9, and I had the S21 Ultra. Both have the 888 processor, while the Samsung would literally about fry your hand off when it got so hot. The OnePlus 9 never hardly ever gets hot with the same processor and gets better battery life than the S21 did. So Ultra did. So everybody right now is already kind of forecasting the 23 Ultra and the 8 Gen 2 doing good on cooling and battery life and performance, but you really don't know until you get it. And I personally am not going to upgrade unless they give me one heck of a deal on my 22 Ultra, because honestly, I got the 512 gigabyte version, and we're getting to a time where it's like everybody wants 1 terabyte. Like, why do you need 1 terabyte of storage for? That's going to be recording all the time in 8K, which honestly is kind of a waste. But anyway, and also I want to say, if you're commenting and I'm not getting back with you as soon as possible, I always go in a row. I say this all the time, but I always go read comments as they come in a row. And of course, when I'm talking and I'm getting what I want to get out, it may take a little bit to get to them, but I will definitely get to your questions. So yeah, stick around and I'll get to it. So anyway, most blue phones are still Android 11. Probably better to buy Amazon Renewed. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want a brand new phone, the Bold N2 is a phone I would highly recommend. I don't care so much about major OS updates. I care more about security patches because your security patches was to keep your phone safe, safer. I would say. Wouldn't say safe because but safer. I don't care if I mean, as long as the phone running Android version 11, I don't care. Android 11, 12, 13, if it's on 11, I really don't care. But I want to be up to date or semi up to date with security patches. But you're right. I mean, they are promising one major OS with that blue or that bold into their newest phone, and a couple years security patches, but it's still on September security patch on that end too. So I'm thinking, all right now, better get to work on that thing. I mean, it's available to you. You might as well use it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's go back to the chat here. I'm getting behind a little bit. Um, Come on, stay right here. Quit scrolling back down on me there. I got the Note 20 Ultra. Nice. That's a good phone still. I mean, I think if you got the S20, S21, the Note 20, 22, I mean, I can make it see upgrade if you got the S20 Ultra, S21 Ultra, and you want maybe like a Note style phone. Yeah. There's 22 to 23. I just don't see. I think it's a waste of money. You got Spectrum. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Nothing here but Verizon Home Internet. That's it. Comcast. Okay. 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 What's up, Paul Evers? How's it going? You still haven't updated. You still haven't got the update on your Pixel 7 Pro. Is there a SIM card in it? Legendary Tech with a donation of $4.99. Shout out to Legendary Tech. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Helps out the channel greatly. I really appreciate it. The 20 Ultra gets hot. Yeah, the S21 Ultra with the 888. I mean, you could use the camera for a few minutes. I mean, I could just sit here and watch YouTube videos on Wi-Fi, and it would get warm. But if you played a game, or man, it would just you could about fry an egg on that sucker. I'm telling you. And also another donation from Legendary Tech for $1.99. Shout out to you, Legendary Tech. I really appreciate it, man. Shout out to you big time. I love the nothing phone. That's just, oh, oh. I get a reminder a month in advance that my power director runs out next month. Um, Gizmo, Paul Evers says, "What's up, Gizmo Tech? Love the name. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I like it myself too." Um, Let's see. You like your Pixel 7 Pro? I rarely ever use my Pixel 7 Pro. I mainly use the Pixel 7. Now, of course, being Team Pixel, the 7 Pro was sent to me by Team Pixel, but I bought this one. I traded in my Pixel 6 that I also bought for the 7. I didn't get as good a deal in the trade in as some got when it was like $20 is all you had to pay out for the 6 to the 7. But I love the lemongrass. Some don't like this lemongrass color. I don't know why. I just really like it. It has the little gold looking trim on the sides and the back, and I love this Pixel 7. Pixel 7, in my opinion, is the best overall phone for the price. And for $4.99, you can't beat it. There's not a phone that can beat it, in my opinion. And I bought it. Now, I was accused of being biased and it's like a sponsorship, and um, you know, surely this phone was sent to this person or whatever. And I'm like, I bought this phone. Get your facts straight. You know what I'm saying? But of course, if you say something good about Pixel phones, you're biased, or your phone was sent to you or something like that, whatever. Because you can't possibly say nothing good about a Pixel phone because Pixel phones, apparently. If it ain't Samsung, it's junk. That's the mentality of people who. Well, I won't say that. Unless you want me to say it, then I'll say it. But I won't say that right now. Um, Fastest speed I got on Verizon millimeter wave was 4,200 megabits per second and 300 up. I mean, okay. I want to park right here for a second. Most people that has home internet may have a gigabit speed. You know, that's about average. Some got 300, some got 100, some got 500. Why on a smartphone does anybody need 4,000 megabits per second. It ain't gonna make your phone run any faster. It's not. I mean, it's not gonna make your phone run any faster. You can download stuff and like it's done. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't going to really benefit you a whole lot other than watching streaming services that honestly, yeah, you can watch in 1080p or 1440 on your phone with 10 megabits per second. So, it's just kind of, it's just kind of one of those things. I'm like, why is he making that kind of speed? I don't know. Let's see. Yes, my T-Mobile SIM card is in it. I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, your 7 Pro should have got the update by now. Like I said, mine didn't get it until I put in my visible SIM card and it got it. So it's kind of strange that yours ain't got the update yet. Have you tried doing it manually? I mean, have you went into your settings and because if you go to your settings and look at your updates and it circles a second and it says up to date, but you don't push to check for updates, then you'll never see the update. 12 gigabytes of RAM with 1 terabyte makes no sense to me. Your RAM will completely fill up before the storage is even halfway full. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, what's really good is I got 8 extra gigs of virtual RAM. So I got 20 gigabytes of RAM in this 22 Ultra. I think it's in this phone. So I got 12 gigabytes of RAM plus 8 gigs virtual RAM, which is 20 gigs. But when does it work? Because I've seen this thing refresh, when it shouldn't have refreshed. I'm like, it's supposed to have 20 gigs, 12 gigs and 8 gigs virtual? Yeah. Hey, the beard's holding up really well. Yeah, I need to shave this a little bit, whatever. And I also need to get a haircut, okay? I mean, I have not cut my hair in over 2 years. And I gotta keep this pulled back because if I don't, it's gonna be all over the place. So yeah. Yeah. How was your Pixel 6 holding up before you tried? I didn't like it. The Pixel 6 was a good phone overall. Overall, it was a decent phone. Fingerprint scanner drove me nuts. Okay, fingerprint scanner never worked. It would work about 3 out of 10 times. I'd press it, it would do nothing. I would set it with like three or four fingerprints, and it just would not unlock for nothing. And I got sick of it. I just got sick of it. To me, I can tell a huge difference between the Pixel 6 and the 7, going from the 8 Gen 1 to the 8 Gen 1. Oh my goodness, it's not Snapdragon. What is the name of the processor in this Pixel? God. Oh my goodness. It just slipped. Tensor, thank you. Oh my goodness, how did I forget Tensor? Going from the Tensor Gen 1 to the Tensor Gen 2 is a pretty good difference in this phone. And I can just tell them overall way better difference in this phone than the 6. Fingerprint scanner is 100 times better. Face unlock works great in good lighting. If it gets dark, it's low lighting. Face unlock is crap on this phone and the 7 Pro. But in decent lighting and bright, oh, it's boom. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what did I push? Okay. Um, Not easy being certified king. Okay. Okay. I paid 145 with Spectrum Internet and TV. Ouch, that hurts a little bit. I paid 50 for my Verizon Home Internet. Things is skyrocketing. I'm telling you, things are just going way too expensive. It's crazy. Yes, I miss Altel as well. Altel was the best in my state before they went out. Altel had everybody had Altel. Verizon was kind of you know AT&T was it was pretty good. T-Mobile was garbage. I mean T-Mobile was just garbage. Who could ever forget Suncom? Oh my goodness, Suncom was just the biggest bunch of trash you've ever seen. But seriously though, Verizon really wasn't good here until Alltel went out. Whenever Verizon got 85% of Alltel's network, and AT&T got 15% of the network, it really made Verizon good here. I do miss Sprint. I do miss Sprint. That's kind of strange, but I do miss Sprint because Sprint was, in my opinion, really, really solid in my state. Could have been better with data, but anyway, Sprint's gone, so who cares? I just bought a computer for my business with 13 gigabytes of RAM and 512 solid state hard drive and 1 terabyte regular hard drive. I only paid $8.99 for it. That's not bad. That sounds pretty solid. I mean, I deal about that much with computers. I mean, mainly I use my laptop. My laptop's almost 10 years old, 9, 10 years old, and it's got maybe it ain't got many hours on it. And it I mainly use that to update my headsets, my gaming headsets. Because I got gaming headsets. So I get my words correct here. I got gaming headsets from SteelSeries, HyperX, from Razer, Corsair. I mean, just a bunch of different gaming headsets. And I mainly use my computers to update them or to set equalizers and stuff like that. Every once in a while, I'm gonna get on there to maybe edit a little bit of this out of the other, but very very rarely. It's gotten a lot slower. My laptop has gotten very slow. um, so it takes a little while and to do anything. But it could be because it's also updating too. It's been updating forever. But I basically use it just to set equalizers on headsets, update headsets, and maybe I'm just wanting to just browse a little bit more on a bigger display. But I do 99.9999999 to infinity of everything that I do is done from this. From a phone, whether it's 22 Ultra or Pixels or whatever. I do. I am considering the OnePlus 11 from the OnePlus 10 Pro when it releases in February. I know it's not much of an upgrade like the 22, 23 Ultra, but it's selling for $699. And it was $899 for the 10 Pro. Um, and looking at the 11 for $699, and from what I've seen of it so far, it looks really solid. I wish I had the like the frosted back that was instead of the glossy green that's going to be on the new one. But I really am liking OnePlus. Everybody kind of bashed the 10 Pro, saying it was too expensive. I'm like, it worked just as good as a Samsung or a Pixel. Why is everybody dissing it for? I like it, and I still like it. I use it, and to me, OnePlus has the strongest antennas in a cell phone. Personal opinion. Um, I've got out in places where on a OnePlus phone where nobody else could. Um, so not or no other phone could. But I mean, if OnePlus gives me a really good trade in for my 10 Pro for the 11, I will trade. If they want to give me like half, which would be like $400 trade in or 350 trade in, I'm going to say you can keep your OnePlus 11. I'll stick with my 10 Pro because I paid $900 for that phone and traded for 350 only a year later. I'm not falling for that crap. Uh, Everybody in your state had Alltel, yeah, yeah. Everybody here. I mean, it was funny. You would go. There'd be an Alltel store here, and across there here would be a Verizon store. The Alltel store would have like a 2 hour wait, a 2 hour line, and Verizon would be empty. It would be dead. And I'm like, so, but yeah, because Alltel was the best. But honestly, I feel like the Mac Mini with 8 gigs of RAM and that amount of storage, I got a hard time saying 256 together. I just can't say it, so I just don't say it. For $699, it's a very good deal. I know we can't say that a lot of for Apple. LOL, exactly. I'm just not much on computers in general. You know, Chromebooks, laptops, Windows, or whatever, or nothing. I'm just not into them. You know, I mean, I used to use computer for everything, but now I'd never, like I say, I use them. I mean, my computer has been used maybe 3 times in like the past 6 months, and that was just for like maybe 20, 30 minutes. Um, I mean, it's got the I think it's got the Intel i5. I think it came out in two. I think it came out in 2013. I want to say when that laptop came out. I may got the pro. I mean, I'm not good with processors or nothing with a laptop. I know nothing about a laptop. Looking to buy a wireless over ear headphones. Any suggestions? I like good ANC, music clarity, and Bluetooth for under $100. So you won't just, well, I don't have it right here right now. Um, just like one that goes over your head and over your ears. Is that what you're meaning? Or one that kind of loops around in your ear and sits in there, or just like headphones. Because I don't use them either. I mean I got a lot of good gaming headsets that sound phenomenal. Yeah, headphones. I've never really tested headphones. To be honest, I've never really tested headphones. I know there is some gaming headsets you can buy that has removable microphones. You know, the removable mic for like chat, so it looks and they fold, they swivel to kind of sit on your shoulders if you want to take them down. They got phenomenal sound quality. Do you want them? Okay, you said you want them Bluetooth. Um, Bluetooth. Mm. HyperX sounds good. I use HyperX for gaming. They said they got a good amount of clarity and bass. And some of them got Bluetooth. You got to just kind of look around. Um, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, there's a lot of good name brands out there. I mean, if you really want to spend a ton of money, but you got to spend a ton of money. But you know, there are some good cheaper alternatives out there. Um, but let me. People love Sony, of course, and all like that. But for under $100, there might be some Bluetooth gaming headsets with a detachable microphone that has Bluetooth for under $100. But I can't at the moment think off the top of my head which ones got Bluetooth and which ones don't. Um, I know I got a pair of SteelSeries that are Bluetooth, but they're over $100. Um, and they got Bluetooth compatibility and they work very very well. But Vincent D, always love your live streams and videos. Keep it up. Thank you and shout out to Vincent D for that dono of $10. I appreciate that tons. Helps the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Um, I don't know where. This is one thing I hate about wearing dark color shirts, whatever, because it seems like they just think fly. Everything wants to flock to it. You know what I'm saying? Or a pair of earbuds that stay in my ear for working out. Um, hmm. I mean, you got some like this, of course. You know that just kind of hang down and just kind of fit in your ear with a little tip here and everything. These want to fall out of my ear a lot. I don't know. Maybe I got the wrong size on it, whatever. Then you got, of course, I like the ones with the loop around the ear and kind of goes in your ear, and cause they stay there. Um, I got a pair of those that I got the other day that I need to unbox and set up and get do a test review. I got a bunch of Bluetooth headset or Bluetooth headphone earbuds that I've not reviewed. I've had forever not reviewed, and some of them are some good name brands that are very cheap that I got on Amazon. So maybe I'll get those done soon. That would help. Oh, you hate these like them? Yeah, some. I mean, some do, some don't. They're not really good. I mean, there's some that's like it's like It's like it glues to their ear like a magnet, and it won't fall out for nothing. And some you can be just sitting here and, like these. Gotta stretch away. Just excuse me. Ugh. Like these. The Samsung Galaxy Buds. Okay. I like these. I really do like these. But they do not want to stay in your ear for nothing. Or at least my ear. These sound really good. I have my Bluetooth off of my Samsung because these will hook right up to it. But these sound really good. But they just will not stay in my ear for nothing. Um, but I do really like it. I got these here for free with my 22 Ultra was because the credits or whatever. But these sound really good. Um, but they don't sound the best. They ain't the best thing in the world. But they claim to be like, oh, these are like the best ever. No, they're not. I got some cheap pair for like $20. It sounds as good as these here or better. Yeah, the Apple design AirPods fall out of my ears. Yeah, yeah. Now I got a pair of, I call them Camus. They're spelt really weird, and they're like the Apple AirPod style, but those never fall out of my ear. Never. They are the only pair that I've tried that does not fall out, no matter what. They won't fall out, um, but they're not all like that. So right now I got 9 watching. You remember the days when I had like 50 or 60? Of course, those were like night streams. This is like the middle of the day. But thanks to everyone that's joined in and all the donations, they've really been a great help to the channel. And thanks for the 10 likes. If you're here and haven't liked yet, smash the like button. That like button helps. And I say this a lot in some videos, whatever, about pushing the like button because the like button really helps push the video. For some reason, that really helps with the algorithm. And used to be like the comments used to help a lot, but that really don't matter anymore much. It's the likes. How would I rate the Pixel 7 Pro? I would rate it really high. I mean, I got no issue with the 7 Pro. There's nothing really wrong with the 7 Pro. I prefer the 7. I guess it's because it's a smaller form factor. But I would say the 7. I would put it up there around a 9 out of 10. I mean, I don't really rate much in a 10 out of 10. But I would rate it up there, 9.5 out of 10. Because it works really. I mean, I got nothing wrong with it. I got nothing bad to say about it. Um, I guess. I mean, I'm trying to find a negative to say about it, and see that's what gets me in trouble a lot of times. Like, oh, you won't say nothing bad about a Pixel. But I'm like, I gotta think, cause see, I'm not the kind of person who's gonna nitpick every little thing. You know, I don't look at the little nitpicky stuff that really just simply don't matter. Um, you know, some will say that a phone's a deal breaker if it ain't got wireless charging or if it ain't IP rating or whatever. And I'm thinking really a deal breaker. You can't even plug in your own phone. But anyway, is the S22 Ultra better than the Pixel 7 Pro? In my opinion, yeah. In my opinion, the 22 Ultra is the ultimate phone. As much as a Pixel fan as I am, I mean, I am really a big fan of Pixel devices. But if I want to be honest, and that's what I've always strive to be in every video is be honest. If I had to pick one phone out of every phone I've got here to use, it would be the 22 Ultra. That'd be the phone that I mean, this is just the best phone that I've ever used out of every phone that I've ever used. And that's no joke. I just really like it. And Pixels are great phones. There's a lot of good phones out there, but in my personal opinion, this 22 Ultra that I got, it's just one of the best purchases on a cell phone that I've ever spent. To be honest, that's why part of me wants to upgrade to the 23 Ultra just to keep the thing going, but I just don't really see enough of an upgrade there to warrant dishing out extra money on a phone that basically I've already got. I really don't know about the any Honor phones. I really don't really mess with those phones that much anymore. So I can't really comment on it because I've not watched any videos on them or nothing like that on none of the Honor phones. I've not seen the Honor X9A Pro at all, but I will look it up. I'll check it out. But I haven't. I never heard of it to be honest. So, but I'll definitely look it up. But yeah, I mean, basically, phones I keep around me most is my like the OnePlus. Now I'm using this nothing here as a daily on Boost Mobile, and my Pixel 7 is a daily on Visible. Of course, whenever my phone gets here tomorrow, which I'm really looking forward to, I don't think it works on Verizon either, which is just terrible. So I may have to pop the SIM card out of here for a little bit and put it in that phone and use it. And that phone, I'm on the fence about. It's a little bit pricey. It's more than I wanted to spend, to be honest with you. But I had a gift card, and I thought the price by over $100, stuff like that, whatever. And so it was just kind of everything fell into place, and boom, yeah, there it is. Beer tomorrow. T-Mobile is good in my area, but here in this area, bad. With my Metro phones that I've purchased, of course, you got to pay the first month payment, with a new line of service. And I got three phones with Metro that I just paid the first month of service. The A23 is the only phone that costs anything as far as the phone goes. That was $50 for that phone plus the first month's payment. The Nokia G400 5G and the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022, goodness, long names for these phones, was also free with a new line. Um, and every once in a while, every once in a blue moon, it'll pop up 5G UC. For just a brief moment, it'll pop up ultra capacity. Am I getting ultra capacity speeds? Absolutely not. But everything's falling over because I'm trying to get more situated because I'm getting very uncomfortable. It's also getting very, very hot in here. My God, this ring light puts out more heat than it looks. So I'll get my fan a little bit here. Hopefully I'll be able to hear it. It'll pop up ultra capacity. And then in the same spot, it'll go out of ultra capacity, then out of 5G, then out of 4G, and I even had it come up E before as Edge. I'm like, Edge, really? And then it'll say you lost all service. There's no service available in the same exact spot. So I'm in a roaming area. It does roam on AT&T if you don't mess with it, and or have it to Wi-Fi calling. So I always have it set to Metro. So I always have it set. I always have it set to Metro, cause when it's running on AT&T, data speeds are horrible. I mean, AT&T now on Boost Mobile AT&T here I can pull. The fastest I've pulled speeds on 4G is, well, it started at 110 megabits per second and it dropped down to like 95 megabits per second download and like 4 to 5 upload, and that's down here in the sticks. Verizon don't get that good. Verizon's never got that good, but AT&T can really pop off when it wants to. But whenever you're roaming on Metro to AT&T, it is like a megabit per second or less. So I've contacted T-Mobile numerous times about service in my area, and I'm thinking you got service all around me. You got 5G ultra capacity within a mile. Okay. I'm like, why ain't you extending coverage? And you get the same generic robo talk, well, we're constantly expanding our networks and all that BS. And I'm thinking, no, you're not. You're just expanding on interstates, And I mean, I can understand that they want to expand in bigger cities, bigger areas. I understand that. But if they put as much attention to rural customers as they did to putting 5G on every interstate, which I think is stupid, um, then they would have killer service. And I believe that they would do really well. But there is areas of people that I've talked to and I've looked at on the maps that's got the same amount of service now as they did 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I'm thinking, you don't care about those people because it's not like a very well populated area, but Verizon's got service out there, AT&T's got service out there. So what's T-Mobile's excuse? There is no excuse. Um, they want to be the best. They do have really good speeds. Um, I went to the doctor the other day, and I was testing 5G on the interstate. That was 5G ultra capacity. I had, what phone did I have with me? I think I had the something, one of the three. I think it was the Nokia, and I pulled like 500 megabits per second down with my my. I didn't get off the interstate none. I didn't go to close to a tower, none of that stuff. I just was on the interstate cruising, and I just run a speed test, and I got 500 megs down, and I didn't get too good upload. I would say 5 to 10 upload, which was kind of crazy. I'm like 500 down, and I'm getting 5 or 10 upload. Yeah, but then again, I probably wasn't closest to the tower, nothing like that. Like I say, with ultra capacity, ultra wideband, you can be in an ultra wideband area with Verizon, and you can see the tower. And see the tower, you can get you know extremely crazy speeds. But if you go behind a building where that tower's hidden, most likely you're not going to get those speeds. You can get 4G speeds. So because I mean, them ultra wideband towers don't want to go, don't really, don't just they don't cover like 4G. That's why I don't think the 4G is going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, they just shut down 2G towers not long ago. They just shut down 3G towers not long ago, and they've been around. And LTE's been around forever. LTE's been around since for what, 10 years, 11 years, and so yeah, I really believe that LTE's gonna be here for a while. And honestly, they need LTE. If it wasn't for LTE, most people wouldn't have any data at all. Unless you live in the city, you know. Javon says, "I wish more OEMs had their own smartphone plan like Google Fi. Can you imagine iMobile prepaid plans for iPhone only? You couldn't afford them." But seriously, they probably could you? Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. I can imagine what it would cost. Too. Um, like I said, you know, it's hard for me. No one is seeing what I have as far as signal and data and what I'm paying. Um, it's hard to recommend any postpaid. It's hard. I will never. This ain't going to be popular with everybody, but I will never. What's up, Easy Computer Solutions? What's up, man? How's it going? Um, but I tell you though, I know with postpaid, you are going to get the prioritization. You're going to get the fastest of the fastest. You're not going to be limited down to like the MVNOs like Visible, Total Wireless, stuff like that. Um, I know some wants to know the proper name, Total by Verizon or whatever, but still Total Wireless. Um, I'm gonna check out your channel and stream. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. But I use Visible. I'm satisfied with it. I use Boost Mobile, and I'm satisfied with that. And you know, I guess everybody's different. I just I've not had a postpaid easy LGV60. Yeah, I've seen some of those videos. The LGV60. I'm gonna get out the plans for a minute. That LGV60. That's one phone that I always wanted to get that I never did get. I got the LG V50, but never the V60. The V60 I heard was like way ahead of the V50 as far as the cameras goes. It's a great phone. Yeah, I heard it was really, really good. I always wanted to get one, and you can still get them on Amazon, places like that. Um, but it's hard to find one, or can you even get one that's fully unlocked? Um, I wanted to try out the LG Wing. That crazy LG Wing, because I had the old LG Wing, whatever it was called back in the 2000s. Um, it was just a little phone, and the screen swiveled out like the LG Wing does, but it revealed a keyboard instead of another screen. So I really wanted to try the LG Wing out as well. I never really cared much for LG, but I liked some of their innovations, and I liked. I mean, a lot of the innovation we have now came from LG. It's just a lot of times LG, they would like the G5, you know, good concept, but it kind of flopped, and everything. So a lot of innovation you see on a lot of phones now came from LG, and I hate that LG really went out of the mobile business. But I think what really hurt LG was not because their phones was bad, and a lot of people reviewed them bad. A lot of people review, they come out, they trash them. It has the same specs, same performance as a Samsung or whatever, but LG would always get trashed. I'm like, why? Why? It works great. It does good. Um, but they didn't promote their products. Um, they really did not promote their products at all. I mean, I never seen LG commercials. I'm always seeing Samsung commercials, Apple commercials, Pixel commercials now are everywhere. But LG, they never really promoted anything. And they had a lot of good concepts, a lot of good innovations, and I really wish that they could have made it, to be honest, because who knows? Who knows where they'd be at right now? The Velvet looks nice. Yeah, I wanted to get the Velvet. Now, I think when it released for the price it did, because LG was really bad about really making their phones super expensive at release. I think the LG V50 was like $1,100 at release, and like 6 months later, like half this price, something like that, wasn't it? Or something like that. The V50 was a good phone. I got a V50, but it's a Sprint unlocked model, and it only works on, I think, T-Mobile. It won't work on Boost Mobile, AT&T. It won't work on Verizon, nothing. Um, but I got it for a really good price. It's a really good phone. I got the G8X. The G8X is a really good phone. It was a dual screen. I got it for a really good deal as well. But I wanted to try the Velvet. I wanted to try the Wing, and I always wanted a V60. I just never got one. You miss LG, yeah. I mean, like I said, I was never a major LG fan, never really was, but I did like some of their phones. I just hated it. I just hated that they did not promote their products better than they did. LG is OG. They inspired a lot of current camera trends. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they inspired a lot of things. They inspired a lot. They a lot of innovation you see on phones today came from LG. Like I said a bit earlier, and I really think that LG, if they'd have kept at it, which I mean, but a lot of people trashed LG. They were excited to see something come out with LG, but when it did, and even though it rocked the same specs, the same kind of display, the same this, same that, and that, when it was compared to a Samsung, it was like junk. And I'm like, how are you saying it's junk when it's basically the same phone, just by different manufacturer? It may look a little bit different, different skin, and stuff like that, or different whatever you want to call it. I'm like, what's so bad about that one compared to a Samsung? Because Samsung's going to get a pass. I mean, if they make the worst phone in the world, there's going to be excuses for it. Um, and that's coming from somebody who loves my Samsung S22 Ultra. Um, but a Samsung can make a phone that, I mean, literally blows up in your hand, and it's going to get a pass. It was good. I never could understand why they put LG down. I don't either really. I don't know why they did either, because like I said, you had the same processor, the same kind of RAM, same kind of storage, same kind of battery, the same kind of the cameras were pretty much similar. You had quad DAC on the LG, so I mean the sound was crazy on the LG. But it's like LG just always got trash for if it got a little bit warm, kind of like the Pixels do. If the Pixels get just a little bit warm, it's got a heating issue. And the other phone can fry an egg, and it's like, well, I guess a little. But in all seriousness, it's like they're just LG was the punching bag when it came to mobile technology. And now that LG has moved on and got and done away with their mobile division, now I feel that Pixel is that new punching bag. Um, and that's a shame. Now has Pixel has some problems like in their past Pixels, like the Pixel 6, that needed to be punched on a little bit. Yeah, it did. It has some issues that they just could never get right. Now, that was with the new Tensor chip that never been used before, along with Android 12 that was plagued with issues. But that was fixed with a lot of OnePlus devices, Samsung, Xiaomi devices, fixed a lot of the problems with Android version 12 on their phones. But Google could just never fix their own phones with their own, platform. I don't know. It was just crazy. LG kept Moto honest and on their. I mean, Motorola. I'm not a fan of Motorola. I'll go ahead and tell you. To me, the Moto G Stylus I got in there right now, the G Stylus 2022 5G. That's a great phone. That's a phenomenal phone for well, it was free with Metro with a new number of port in. So you can't beat free. But the performance that phone offers, the screen, of course, it ain't going to compare to an S Pen, but if you want a phone with a built-in stylus, but you don't want to pay, $1,200 for a phone, then the Moto G Stylus, 4G or 5G, whatever, um, was a great phone. But you got Moto phones that are like $700 plus with a single speaker, still ain't dual speakers. You'll see them just got some kind of just ain't the camera tech ain't there. The camera the camera's video quality is just not there. Um, and they want to kind of dumb down the RAM and the storage, but charge outrageous prices for a lot of those premium phones. And while they may look good, they just to me Lenovo is kind of like HMD Global with Nokia. I remember when Nokia was really, really solid, and then HMD Global got them. And when HMD Global got them, for a while, in my opinion, Nokia was a good mid-range choice for a lot of their phones. Now it's like, what are they doing? They're really not doing nothing. They're just making generic phones that all look alike, and they're not really putting nothing. They're not really putting nothing to the name. And that's kind of how I feel about Lenovo, which this is what I always found funny as well. You talk about phones from Xiaomi, Realme, Redmi, OnePlus, and people want to say that they would never buy those phones because they're Chinese phones. And I'm like, you like Motorola? Oh, I love Motorola. Well, that Lenovo makes Motorola, and guess where Lenovo is headquartered? And yeah, I'm thinking you got to kind of look at what company, because Motorola is not Motorola as we used to know Motorola. Because Motorola back in the day was the deal. A lot of phones. I remember phones from 99, 2000, 2001. Where Nokia was the best of the best. They were almost indestructible. They had the best reception, and they were fantastic. Motorola was the same way. They made top-notch phones that was, very well built, very good reception. That's what they focused on. Really good call quality, stuff like that. And battery life that lasted you a week and a half of heavy usage. Well, not Motorola, but Nokia did. Um, and you see the same phones from the same makers today, and they've been sold out. Nokia's been bought out 3 or 4 or 5 times. I know whenever Nokia sold out to Pantech, God, Pantech completely ruined the Nokia name. And then they had them for a while, and then the Windows OS, which I loved Windows OS. How many of y'all would use Windows OS right now if it was available and had full app support? I would. I would use it over Android probably if Windows OS had full app support. Because I loved how Windows OS looked. It's just app support was terrible. But then Nokia was used in those for those phones a lot, and then it was HMD Global. Um, HMD is destroying Nokia's good name. They're running that brand to the ground. Yeah, I mean, I remember, some years back, 2015, 16, 17, they did have some pretty good phones for Nokia. I remember some good, middle of the road, mid range Nokia devices that, were really good device, really good screens, really good this, really good that, really solid phones. I mean, I had the Nokia 6.1, good sturdy metal build, and that was a really solid phone, and it still works good to this day. It had the Snapdragon 625, which, if y'all remember, the 625 from Snapdragon was one of the best 600 series processors. Battery life, it just sipped the battery, and the performance was awesome. And yet the 617, 615 was the worst ever phone processor or 600 series processor ever. Awful. Oh God. Because I got the Axon 7 Mini still. This DT Axon 7 Mini that runs the Snapdragon 615, and that was the worst processor, period. And then the 625 was phenomenal. But anyway, forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So, and then it's like as the years went on, they're not really making any really good. I think that if they would really make some good flagship type devices to Nokia with really good build quality, they would change the design of them a little bit more. Didn't charge an arm and a leg, because I mean they charge an arm and a leg for some of their higher end phones now. That's really not worth it in my personal opinion. But if they was to really want to make a name for it, they could. I believe that HMD Global with Nokia could really make a really solid phone that people would actually buy because of the Nokia name, but has the damage done been done? That's the thing, you know. What's up, Sean White? How's it going? Javonson says me. I would pick me. Loved Windows. I love Windows OS. Oh my goodness, I love Windows OS. Um, oh, it was so good. I loved the tiles. I loved how simple it was. I mean, if it was back right now and it had full apps, which it always killed me. Microsoft could not get full app support for their mobile for Windows OS. I just always floored me. What's up, Legendary Michael? What's going on? Does Magic still do reviews? I haven't heard from him in quite a while. I have no idea. I haven't seen any videos lately from him or anything. So I like to get back up with him and do another stream. But Nokia X30 is severely overpriced. It has the same internals as the A23 5G, and the A23 is free on Boost. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They want to charge a ridiculous amount of money for the phones that has the specs of a phone you can buy for a couple $100 if you buy retail. It makes no sense. Nokia, they're just really, really inflating the price of their phones, and they're not really giving you a whole lot. I mean, they'll give you like just say like a Nokia 1 and like a 1.2, point 3, point 4, and they don't really do nothing but maybe just a little slight upgrade in between those, and then the two, and then the threes, and they just really don't. I mean, they need to break away. They need to redesign everything. They need to just if they're going if they need to look at you know they need to look at what Google doing with the Pixel. You know, you're able to buy a 6A for $349 or $299, depending on if they got them on sale or not. And you got top notch cameras. You have excellent display, good battery life. Good performance, plenty of RAM, plenty of storage, and you're not paying arm and a leg and half a kidney for it. Same way with like the Pixel 7, which is a really 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 awesome phone. One of my favorite phones so far. Is to use as a daily. I said the Samsung here is the deal, but anyway, for $499, and the Pixel 7 Pro for $749. I don't know. And what's so bad also with the S23 Ultra that's coming out is their base model is going to be 8 gigs of RAM, but their storage is going to be, I think, 256 for $1249. And it goes up from there. And I'm thinking, eesh, I don't know. What's up, Jason C? How's it going? You missed Windows 07. I like Samsung phones more over Nokia. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. There's a lot. I mean, Samsung is just pouring the phones out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they got the A13, A14, the A23, the A32, 33, the A4, the A50s. They got a phone for basically any price range out there. Of course, you're gonna get a severe hit in performance. If you want like an A04, then it's like an A14. Then when the A24, A34, A54, you're gonna pay to play, of course. But Nokia does. Samsung does, in my opinion, overprice their phones for what you can get at other phones that are better spec for a less price. But you're paying for that Samsung name. A phone that would cost $200 with the same specs as what the Samsung gives you would be $350 with Samsung, because you're gonna pay for that Samsung name. You have the Samsung A13 5G and you love it. Nice. I mean, there's a phone out there for everybody. Whatever anybody's needs for. I mean, we kind of got into a thing on YouTube to where it's like $1,000 phone or nothing. That's not the case. Everybody don't need an S22 Ultra. Everybody don't need a Pixel 7 Pro or all of these really high end phones. There's some people that just want to just take good photos, talk on the phone if you still do that, text message, social media, and you won't get battery life and a good display. And you can get that with like a Pixel 6A for $299. You can get that with a lot of other phones. But I mean, if you want, I say the 6A a lot because the 6A is the total package, in my opinion, for a phone for around the $300 mark. Um, it it does everything and does everything well, in my opinion. I don't have nothing negative to say about the Pixel 6A. Some will say, well, the 60 hertz display. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If people's crying about that, now that might upset somebody. If it does, oh well. If people's crying about 60 hertz displays, I'm a person that if it's got 90 hertz, I use it. If it's got 120 hertz, I use it. But it is not hurt my feelings one bit to go back to 60 hertz. If I had to put away my Pixels, my Samsung, my OnePlus with 120 hertz to a 6A with 60 hertz, would I complain about it? No, because it don't bother me none. That's just my personal opinion. Not everybody's different. I know some will say they could never use nothing less than a 120, nothing less than a 90. I don't know about that. I mean, but everybody's different. But I know myself personally, going from a 120 to a 60, sure, you can tell the difference when you're scrolling. Sure, it's not as silky smooth, as this like this 22 Ultra here or my OnePlus 10 Pro with 120 hertz. It's just buttery, silky smooth. Sure, 60 does look a little bit more, yeah. But does it ruin, does it overall for the price point and for what anybody, I mean, if I was selling a phone and somebody came in wanting a phone, the last thing I'm going to be asking them is, do you want a 60 hertz display? Do you want a 90 hertz or 120 hertz? Because most people that comes in is not going to know what in the world you're talking about. They're going to look at you like, you know, and then when they use it, they're going to see the difference. But I mean, yeah, to me, honestly, I just don't see, I don't see it. Um, I want the Moto G Play 2023. Every review I've seen of that phone has been like, stay far, far, far away. Um, I don't know. I can't say personally because I've never used it. But from what I'm seeing, the Moto G Play, in my opinion, was never a good phone. Any model. Um, I know a buddy of mine got the older version G Play when he got with Visible. He despised that phone. I mean, he basically was wanting just to crush it with run over it 3 or 4 thousand times because he hated it so bad. And I heard that the new one ain't no better. I don't I don't know why they won't just upgrade something with better processors. With the processors out there now, if they want to go, I mean, you can probably get a Helio, um, you know, G80, G90, or something like that for probably not a whole lot of money. And they just don't want to put that into their phones. They're going to put a G37, which is horrible, or an A22 or an A25 from MediaTek, and them are terrible. Um, I don't know. Let's see. Anything here that I've missed? HMD needs to bring back the old Nokia design like Nubia Red Magic 8 just did. Love the boxy design. Yeah. I use the Pixel 6a. It's a tremendous value. It is. The 6a is really, really nice. I mean, there's nothing I can say negative about it. Nothing. I mean, I cannot. I mean, other than little nitpicky things that ain't gonna matter in the long run, the overall phone experience of the Pixel 6a, unless you just think that every phone that's not flagship is garbage, you're gonna like the 6a. Um, you know, it's just solid phone, and I can't really say nothing negative about it. If I would have bought that phone on my own, and I actually did buy a 6A because I wanted the green, but I thought, do I really want to spend this much money when I've already got a 6A? I can get online and buy a Sophie skin and get whatever color I want for $10. So I ended up canceling the order with Google and didn't get it. But the 6A is phenomenal. It's really good. Anyway, I saw that phone. It's a nice phone, but it's slow. The A14 5G is way to go if you have anything under A30. Yeah, the A14, I like the back design of it. The back design of the A14 looks really nice. I really wish these people, these manufacturers would do away with that little teardrop notch. I mean, just go with a hole punch already and get it over with. The new G Play has the outdated TFT display. Does it really? I didn't know that. Moto G6 Play is a good phone. I still use it. Oh, okay. Moto G6 Play. I don't remember that phone. I have to look that phone up. Well, see, that's the thing. Motorola seems to Motorola every year seems to downgrade their phones, not upgrade their phones. That's the problem. My dog, I think heard a little bit of rain earlier and she got scared and went behind the couch. Now she's afraid to come out from behind the couch. Now she's wanting to get up, go over there and get out from behind the couch. But you know what? She got back there on her own. She can get out on her own. Anyway, Um, See, that's like the Moto G Power. Moto G Power 2020 was a phenomenal phone, but the 21 was a downgrade, 22 was a downgrade. Now I'm not really sure about if they still make the Power or not now because I don't want to keep up with it. But yeah. But if you're here and haven't smashed that like button, thanks for the 11 who has smashed it, and hope that anybody that hasn't smashed it will smash it because that helps with the algorithm tremendously. Um, can you still use a Windows phone as a dumb phone today? Can you use the internet on Windows Phone? I don't see why you couldn't. You put a SIM card in there, it should work. It should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. If I could find one of my Windows phones, I probably would throw my Boost Mobile SIM card in there to see if it did work. But I gotta find it first because I don't know where it is. Yeah, the new G Play has the washed out viewing angles. If you look this, well, see, that's like a lot of when I looked at like the Nokia G400 5G, the display is full HD, but when you turn the corners, it washes out. It's not a really good display unless you're looking at it head on. I would say out of the three phones I bought from Metro, the G400 was free. The A2350 was $49.99, which is a really good deal for the A23 5G at Metro. And honestly, 6 months after you buy it, it'll unlock. Even if it's not activated, it'll still unlock. So yeah, that's why I kind of bought it. And then I got the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022. That was free with a new liner port in, and that phone is just beast mode when it comes to a really good cheap phone. Come on out from behind the couch. Drive me crazy back there. Drive me crazy. Little ankle biter dogs, they just drive you crazy sometimes. You still use your Windows phone. Which Windows phone do you have? Curious. And I know a lot of them had the Nokia branding on the back, and then eventually they went to the Microsoft branding on the back. Same phone, basically looked the same. Probably was the same phone, just they changed from Nokia name to Microsoft name. You have three, and they still work pretty well. Just have issues with watching YouTube videos. Yeah, yeah. It's amazing that that phone did not have a YouTube app. HP Elite X3. Oh, okay. I was going to say something and it just poofed out of my mind like everything does. It's amazing I can sit here for an hour and a half talk and just talk, talk, talk. But sitting down behind a camera trying to do a video, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare sometimes. I've sat here before for an hour, just like this, trying to make a video, like a review or an update on a phone. And I'll sit here for an hour and I got maybe 2 minutes of footage I could actually use. Rest of it just sounds all ugh. I don't understand it. It's crazy. If I could do this behind the camera doing a video, then it would be solid. I do a lot more of it. Um, I wish I could remember what I was going to say. It's going to bug me now. The Lumia 650, I had a 640, I think it was. I haven't used the X100. No, I haven't used the X100 personally. I heard it was a pretty solid little budget phone though. Alcatel Idle 4S or S or I think I thought it was a 4S. They had Android and they had a Windows version of it. What's up, Brian Fordham? How's it going? Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. I really wish I could remember what I was going to say a minute ago. What was we even discussing? Let's look to the comments here if I can and see if I can remember. But right now, I can't remember for nothing. Oh well. I guess that's one thing that I just won't get out today because I can't remember what I was going to say. 4S, yeah, 4S. One of them, I remember going and buying the Alcatel Idol 5S Android phone. That was a really, really nice phone. I love that phone. Alcatel now though, which TCL makes Alcatel, and I guess they ain't focused on Alcatel anymore. You know, I know Cricket still sells some. What's up, Stan Demand? What's up? How's it going? Thank you for joining. My phone just blinked over here. Man, I tell you, my eyes are getting worse. I have my glasses on, but I don't really care to wear that glare with this ring light back here. Ring light with a hooked into a power bank. What a way to. Well, hey, it works. It works. Um, is Alcatel brand finally dead after so many horrible phones? Cricket still sells some Alcatel phones, I think. Oh, man, Cricket. Cricket is taking so many L's that it ain't even funny. But I wish I could just remember what I was going to say a minute ago. I was going to bug me to death there. I got several Windows phones. I really wish that they just yeah. I have Verizon Home Internet as my internet provider, so I can get. Yeah, Alcatel is TCL. Yeah, we need a Boost Mobile Celero 5G long term review. I thought I put one of those out. It was in this format where I was, holding the phone and I was talking about my thoughts on it. I thought I released that phone sometime late last year. You may not have seen it because I don't think YouTube just promotes my videos out to subscribers or anybody, to be honest. But they do have a new Celero coming out called the Celero 5G Plus with a 7-inch display. But it says in store only right now. So as soon as it becomes available, I may have to, because I like the first Solero. The first Solero was actually pretty solid. Do you think any of the brands still got it? I mean, like the old brands that were the beginning of like Nokia. Shame to see HTC disappeared into history. Um, I think there's a lot that's not there, what you've seen in the old phones. But of course, these new phones do so much that it's kind of hard to say. I mean, yeah, I bet they still got it as far as what they can do and the performance and the. I mean, you don't need a digital camera anymore. I mean, of course, if you want to take some really good professional photography, you want to get like a mirrorless DCL, DS, whatever those cameras are, DSLR, and stuff like that. But I mean, they can take such good photos and videos now. There's no need for a lot of that stuff anymore. You can basically do anything you want to from a smartphone. You can carry around with you anywhere. Um, where you used to have to have a computer to do a lot of things. Now you can put your computer away and you can do everything. I do everything from my cell phone. If I make a video, it gets edited from my phone. It gets uploaded from my phone, released from my phone. If whatever I do, all my videos are recorded with a cell phone, whether it be the OnePlus 10 Pro, whether it be the S22 Ultra. I rarely do videos from my Pixel phones because they got a little bit of an issue with focusing for some reason. Has Boost Infinite came out yet? I think they have. I've seen Aloha Android make a lot of videos on Boost Infinite, and it sounds a lot like the plan that I have on Boost Mobile, but mine's not Boost Infinite. But you do get a few more benefits with Boost Infinite. But with Boost Mobile, the plan I have, I must be wrapping this up here in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Um, but give me a second. These ringtone notifications sound crazy. Um, so yeah, you can look at his videos. He has a lot of stuff about Boost Infinite, but like I said, I haven't made a payment with Boost in 5 months because of their Boost perks, and I'll make a, I did a video about that as well. Um, Not to sound zesty, but 7, yeah. I mean, well, I mean, the Moto G Stylus has got a 6.8-inch display. The Samsung, I think, has a 6.8-inch display. So you're looking like 2/10 of an inch. You really gonna notice it a whole lot. But yeah, I mean, the Celero 5G Plus, very interested in it, and it's coming to Boost Mobile. I'm just right now it says in the store. It ain't even showing it online. I just seen a tweet about it from Boost. Do you think anything will happen with Straight Talk now that Total Wireless is total by Verizon? That's a good question. Oh crap, I gotta go. Dang it. I hate to run out, but I want to go here in a second. Um, uh, I, I have to continue this another time, but I'll read the last two comments here. I'm not really sure about Straight Talk, to be honest with you. Haven't really heard anything about them. I don't see them going anywhere since Straight Talk is like a Walmart thing. I really don't know about that. What plan and from what carrier could you recommend to a tourist who visited in the U.S. for like a month and calls his home country a lot? Well, it depends on depends. I know Boost Mobile works on the AT&T network, and I know that Boost Infinite is like $25 a month, and you get unlimited calls to a lot of countries. Um, and mine, I'm not sure how many. I think I can call Mexico and Canada, but Boost Infinite, you can call a bunch of. I would say Boost Mobile, Boost Infinite. If you can get Boost Infinite, um, $25 unlimited with 30 gigabytes of high speed data. Um, that's what I would say. I would say Boost Infinite, Boost Mobile. Yeah. But I hate to run so fast. I really do. Uh, yeah, I hate to run so fast, but I got to run now. That text message right there was very delayed because somebody forgot to text me like 20 minutes ago, and so yeah, I got to run, unfortunately. But I'm so thankful for y'all coming through. Apparently, apparently did tune into your Solar 5G long term review. Oh, you did? Okay. Thank you all for joining. I will try to do this again as soon as I can. Thanks to everyone who left super chats, donations. That really helps out a lot. Shout out to every one of y'all. I do appreciate it. Everyone who's hit the like button, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone that's came through, everyone who has left comments. I really enjoy talking to y'all and interacting with y'all. Y'all are awesome, and I really appreciate every single one of y'all that comes through, whether you're a subscriber, not a subscriber, whatever. I really appreciate it, and it means a lot. And I want to try to do this here a lot more frequently than I've been doing them. Since my internet is better now. So, like I said again, thanks for everyone who watched. I appreciate every one of y'all. Y'all are awesome. And yeah, I'm out of here. If you're not subscribed, if you made it this far, if you're in the replay crew and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. I sure would appreciate it. And leave your comments down below of your opinions on whatever was said today. And that'd be appreciated. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.